that for Yael.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I'm going to analyze who really uses this defense, and I will prove to you that we are talking about revenge and not cases of self-defense or insanity. And then I will analyze this issue of subjective morals, and I will show you how, in fact, that draws the rug beneath all the basis of the judicial system as we know and enjoy. Now, let's do a quick rebuttal to Alon. Now, first of all, Alon gave us a really heartfelt explanation about how we do judge according to subjective state of mind, as in cases of self-defense or intent. We're saying, great, we are still keeping that, we are not taking that away. I will show you why this does not fall under self-defense or intent. Then he said, he tried to claim, and he did not establish why this is in fact self-defense and not punishment. I will show you that this is revenge. Then he said that, this is like a state of mind that is not controlled by the woman. And we're saying, well, Alon, according to your logic, we need to throw to the loony bins each and every battered woman that we know about, because we do not know when she's going to explode. We're saying, no, this is not the way to handle this situation. And we do not excuse people in advance for distributing violence. Then he said, I'll get that to my point. But basically, what I heard from Op and what I was convinced by Op is that we do need to increase the punishment for the abuser. We do need to provide more shelters. I was not convinced that we need to legitimize murder under these circumstances of premeditated murder using this syndrome. Now, let's talk about why this is in fact revenge. No. Why this is in fact revenge and who really uses this defense. Now, let's go back to the motion. We are talking about premeditated murder. You conveniently ignore that. Now, so we are not talking about an immediate kill or be killed situation. We're not even talking about heat of the moment that can be somehow regarded as some kind of line of defense. No. We are talking about the cases that are covered by this defense. These are murder that were done, executed coolly, in a cool manner, also probably with some cool music in the background. Rationally, when other options were available. Now, why this is revenge? We are talking about what this Battered Person Syndrome in fact does. It excuses revenge. It says, you know what, if that person hurt you long enough and like bad enough for some time, it's okay to take his life. This is wrong. And why is it wrong? Why revenge is wrong? No. First of all, we're saying from a moral standpoint, we do not think that we should give, as a society, we should give anybody carte blanche. You can go and commit murder. We cannot allow that to ourselves. As a society, also, it's simply morally abominable. Second, we're saying it encourages victims to resort to directly to acts of violence in the first place, instead of going through the other mechanism, like contacting the police or going to shelters and so forth. And we're saying that while we have this mechanism, it's actually more probable that the battered person will resort to this violent outcome. Why? Because think about the emotional state. That person is hurting me, is hitting me. I want that son of a bitch dead. Okay? And now the law actually giving me a free pass to do so. We're saying, just think about it logically, it is much more probable that the hurt person will in fact distribute the most lethal punishment possible. And as we heard from Adi, we want proportional punishment. This is a very important basic, I'll take in a minute, a very important something in our system of justice. And thirdly, so basically why this is terrible, because we are talking about more instances of violence, and those instances of violence, there will be lethal violence. And of course, I don't need to explain to you why
if I know that you are going to stab me tomorrow, and in my twisted mind the only option to stop you is to kill you now, why isn't it self-defense?
Okay, thank you. It takes me to my second point about the subjective moral, where I will analyze Alon's twisted mind. Now, we heard previously that the woman, well, first of all, they said, well, she doesn't know better because her husband beats her. And we heard something from Uli about those child soldiers that, can we judge them? Because they live in a different framework than ours. Well, first of all, we're saying the issues of subjective moral. In this case, we are not judging somebody from another culture. This person, this woman, or it could be also a child or whatever, it's a social, lives in our society. Now, morality is a social concept. We are exposed, we are continuously exposed to morals and law in contact with the educational system, with media, with other people in our society. So this woman knows, and we know that beyond any doubt, this woman knows that murder is bad, that murder is wrong, that murder is punishable. So all that point just fell by. Now, so we know that in her mind she knows that this is wrong. Now, let's talk about her feeling. He said, well, she feels that she doesn't have any alternative. But we're saying, okay, objectively, there are alternatives, okay? This is premeditated murder. She has time to go someplace else. She has time to run away also. So we're saying, I'm sorry that you feel that you don't have any alternative, but if objectively I see that you have other alternatives, however you fail to use them, then you must face the consequences, unfortunate as your situation might be. Second, and most importantly, our feelings do not allow us to be the distributors of justice, to be the distributors of punishment, and so forth. Because in that case, the man who abused that woman, well, he also felt that maybe this is like the only possible way to manage his married life and so forth. So why is it okay for her to act upon her feelings and kill him, and not okay for him to act upon his feelings and beat or rape? We cannot have a society established upon people